Welcome back to another episode of Mustang Meditation. This is Fitness Friday, and I didn't go to the gym today. I did a couple of missions, and I decided to not go to the gym because it was late and my knee is bad, so I wouldn't be able to play basketball or shoot or probably not even dribble because I wanted to not get it even worse than it is. And so I decided to take a day off, take a rest day, just stretch, and then I'll do abs in the morning tomorrow, and then go to the gym in the afternoon probably. Oh God. I usually stretch after basketball, and I'm a lot looser then. This is horrible. That's why I should stretch in the morning. It would make it a lot more effective. But I've heard that it's good if you stretch before bed as well, so that's what I'm doing. Yeah, hopefully the brakes will arrive. I have to check when they arrive, I think next Wednesday. And then I bring the car back to the mechanic. Can't wait to actually drive that thing again. I just don't want to damage it any further, and that's why I'm not driving it. 2 sets of exercises that I recorded, 3 actually. One is a lower back, then there's 2 for abs that I usually, or like I do every session. That's mostly my ab training, other than a little bit of crunches. I have to get back on the crunches a little more, I think. But those working your lower abs and your obliques, and they actually work, so it's nice. And I included the basic version of it that I do to like warm up and stuff, and when I wasn't in shape I was doing that, and I included a little advanced version as well.
Why are you reading? Go take a picnic. Huh? No, we don't win.
When I use, here on the video I only use a 5-pound dumbbell, but sometimes if I feel adventurous and kind of well slept or fresher, then I use a 10-pound dumbbell. So it's either 2.5 kgs or 5. And it's funny because it's basically nothing, and you can feel the difference immediately. And there's a huge difference as well. So I usually do, every exercise I do 4 sets of it, and the first one is like a super giant set. You do the twisted screwdrivers first for both sides 4 times each side, so it's 8 in total. And then you do 5 straight up leg raises above parallel to the ground, and then you do 5 dips, and then go into the ass to the heavens. I think that's what I will call it. I'm not sure if that's the proper name for it, but that's what it's going to be from now. The ass to the heavens. You do 5 or 6 of those. I think I'll do usually 6. And there's a more like a beginner version of this. If you're not doing the twisted screwdrivers, you're just doing normal screwdrivers. And there's a machine that I usually do and like max out. So I do after I'm warmed up. Usually my max set on that is I do 8 repetitions and like 345 pounds with that. So that's 156 kilograms, and that's the max capacity of the machine as well. So for the straight ones, it's not enough, but for the side ones, you're shitting your pants after like the second one. So because the problem with the leg raises, and if you load your legs with extra pounds, like you could probably do it with 20 pounds extra, but like you cannot use your hip flexors, because if you use these and you're basically dislocating your abs, you're not gonna use any, or like mostly you're gonna just use your quads and hip flexors and nothing. Your leg's going to get tired and like cramped up and stuff, but your abs going to be fine. And that's what the problem is for most people for leg raises. The thing is that you want your pelvis to be tilted up, and that way your abs will contract and not your hip flexors. So if I would do it, for example, just a simple sit-up this way, my hip flexors will be contracting and not my abs. Well, like I'm not using it actually, but the way you can do it is if you're not hooking your legs under, but if you have something and you put it next to it and you have to pull it towards you, and that's how you lock your feet down, to pull it towards you, because then you're pulling your legs and not pushing it, so you're not actually trying to lift it and then lift yourself up with your abs / hip flexors, but you have to pull it, and that way you won't be able to contract and use your hip flexors. And don't swing. That's very important. Like, rather not do straight legged and don't swing than do it straight leg then swing, because if you're swinging, then you're just using your momentum. That's why CrossFit is more of the sport of the people that are not good at anything as far as sport goes. And if you want a lower ab exercise for just for yourself at home, here's one. So all you have to do is lay back like you would do a normal sit-up. Just put your hands on the ground for stability, and you will curl your pelvis towards you, not your legs, your pelvis. So you have to clear this, because you could just do this, and that's not abs, that's all hip flexors. If I would pull my shirt up, you would think and would look like that I'm using my abs, and I do, but like just a tiny bit. But if I do it slowly, and you can feel when you're coming off of the ground that your spine is just leaving the ground vertebra by vertebra, or is it? I think so. Maybe not, but I don't think anyone who knows anything about anatomy will watch this. So basically that your spine is leaving the ground slowly, joint by joint. It's vertebra. Anyways, So just do it slowly and you'll feel the difference, and then slowly put it back. And you don't have to go all the way out. You just have to go here. Because now it's kind of like it's still working, but not that hard. And then go back slowly and contract and feel it. And it's not just about like how many can you do it, but like do quality reps as well. Yeah, and then you can do, I guess, twists as well, slowly. Just the same way. And then it's going to be probably your V shape. I don't know, I've never done that actually, but it's actually, it feels pretty good. If you do it on an empty stomach, at least the first couple of times. First of all, if you do it before breakfast, it's better for cutting, but if you do it on an empty stomach and you can feel the contractions better, that way you know what you should be feeling while you're doing your ab exercises. Just do it every day, because consistency is a key, especially with abs, because you usually, like for me, I start training and I can see a change in a week or so. That would probably, for a normal human being, would mean like you start training and you see a change in like 3-4 weeks, and then after like 2-3 weeks I can see a big change usually, like when I first start to do abs again. So that would mean like after like a month and a half to 2 months you should be able to see a big change, because it takes time. Because that's the part where everyone's body like to store fat, because that's, if you just think about it, you don't want to store fat here because you're usually always covered with clothing, so you don't need any more coverage and heat absorption there. But here you're usually not covered, or at least not fully, so you're not tucking your shirt in all the time. And so there's some kind of a gap, so you will biologically need some extra fat to keep you warm and keep your body temperature like kind of equal throughout your body. So basically most of your fat will be stored there, and because of that you need more time to tell your body and get your body used to giving up fat from that part of your body, because your muscle is going to like kind of eat it up. That's how I like to think about it, or like burn the calories and then demolish the fat and turn them into muscle. I don't know, I can go into really biological and anatomical details. I don't know if anyone would want that. So there it is. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, leave a comment below what you want to see or hear, and if you want a body part for me to cover next Friday, I'm happy to do that as well. Leave it down below and let me know if you like this kind of content. Take care, see you next time, peace.